You can edit your name in GoToMeeting. MVA Multisoft. Okay, people, let's begin. So this is again, welcome back. My name is Imran. Today we'll be going through DevOps demo. More importantly, it will be about what exactly is DevOps and why you should learn DevOps. And then if you have fixed your mind that you need to learn DevOps, then why you should learn from me. Like, there are so many people out there. There are so many courses out there. There must be something special about me, right? So yeah, I'll make you understand all those points. You have any questions? I'll open up the Q&A session at the end. So I play different kinds of roles. I'm a DevOps and cloud architect, where whatever needs to be automated or any cloud designing or implementing. So I be always interested in that. I'm a consultant and also a DevOps trainer. I don't do it part-time. I work with VisualPath, and we do training, and also we are consulting now. So we are not just in a training institute. And the next good news from VisualPath is we are going to open some e-learning portals where you'll see my videos, lot many videos, professional edited videos, okay, which you'll get access also. I'm very passionate about doing automation, anything in cloud computing and security, and of course training. I don't do training just for part-time or just for money. It's out of passion. Some experiences that I have, I worked as a senior cloud and automation engineer in Cisco systems, where I managed thousands and thousands of machines and automated them. Work on huge cloud. Can you please mute yourself? Uh, no, yeah, no, sorry, MVA Multisoft. We stopped about DevSecOps, but I can explain you about that. As I told you, ask the question later. There is some reason I'll tell you about that. Yeah, so I was talking about the experience. Come on, there's too much background noise from your end. Yeah, okay. So work with TIPCO softwares as a consultant, DevOps consultant. Then I did a lot of freelancing also in DevOps and caught up interest and started doing my own work of training and consulting. And I've been working with VisualPath from a long time then. Yeah, this is a little older slide. Well, the certification is I have now a Red Hat Architect certification, which consists of Ansible, Puppet, OpenStack, GlusterFS, RHC certification. So I'm like did 7 certification from Red Hat in the area of cloud and DevOps, and I got an architect certification from Red Hat. I am also VMware professional, or should I say I was. Don't do it anymore. um, and also certified in Python, AWS SysOps, and DevOps. So you see, I've been like one of the most educated DevOps trainer out there. Just to just show you, if you have any question in the certification, people, like what certification should I do or should not do, okay, you can ask me at the end of the class. Because when we see some resumes and we see certification that really puts our attention, and we try to dig in more, okay, when we are sorting out the candidate. So doing certification is not just for the sake of doing it, but it really catches attention of the IT industry. But you need to do the right one, okay. Like if you're DevOps or you're doing some certification, won't matter, right? Someone told me like I have a big data blah 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 certification, like what do I do with that? I don't have any such thing for you. So you need to do the right certification also. Well, in terms of training, I train online only now. I used to train different batches, but now focusing on IT more in VisualPath IT. Yeah, so there must be a question, why should I learn DevOps? Yeah, someone told me, my friend told me it gives me good money, right? People get good paid. Someone outspoken in the previous demo, um, that someone was asking me, what's the salary? But really you can go and check in Indeed, Glassdoor, or Quora. But I'll tell you, this guy is very skilled in all the tools and technologies, and around 6 to 7 years of experience, was getting 30 lakhs. So that is what he told me in the demo in front of everyone. That's just one example. Okay, there are many ways when you are DevOps, with many ways to earn money. Okay, you can do freelancing, help someone, and of course your employees pays you a lot. So yes, there are reason. Money is definitely one of the biggest reason why you should learn DevOps. But why they are giving you that much money? DevOps is one of the top skills that employers are looking in the IT industry. You can go to Business Insider, Forbes. You can go to any IT news, and you can check that by yourself. And it's no more something hidden. So two reasons we already know: everybody is looking for DevOps and they're ready to pay a lot of money. But the third reason is the most important reason. So I'm going to explain you what is DevOps in a moment, but before I do that, a little brief. See, for a long time, IT industry is divided into two parts: development and operations. Development develops, creates software, tests software. Operations will take that software and deliver it to the user. Make sure user has a stable copy or website whenever the user is accessing it. That's the work of operations team, right? So now one part is creating. Just a minute. Give me a moment. Sorry about that. Right. So developer creates and tests the software. The testers will create the software. They come also comes into the testing. When it comes to delivering the software to the user, there are a lot many things that needs to be done. There are a lot many approvals. There are a lot many commands, scripts, deployment needs to be done. Okay, when you're talking about delivery, and there is continuously the information is needed by the operations team from the developers. Okay, developers and testers, operations team need a lot of information, and in between this delivery chaos, the delivery gets delayed. Okay, I have created a software today, but if I want to give it to the user, it takes more than a month. Okay, or let's say you're very good, a week time, right? But I have created it today, I want to deliver it today itself or right now. Okay, and save all that time and money and hard work. When you implement DevOps, you can deliver your code changes to the user quickly and efficiently. Okay, hundreds of changes you want to deliver to the user, you can do it by implementing DevOps process and tools, right? And every company who is into development or operation wants to deliver their software quickly and efficiently. Efficiently is also important. If there too much of human intervention, there are chances of mistakes. Okay, mistakes elongates the delivery process and the company lose money, or say they don't earn as good money as the competitor. So every company in the IT industry wants to deliver their software quickly and efficiently. If that is a yes, then DevOps in every IT industry is also a yes. Okay, and that is the reason why you should learn DevOps. It's going to be there in each and every IT company in the world. If it's not today, it's going to be there tomorrow. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, but it will be there. So that means there are a lot of job opportunities in DevOps. Okay, and it's one of the top skills, right? Like development is a top skill like that, or IoT is a top skill like that. It's also highly paid, right? Yes, I'm interested. But I was interested not because of this reason, because of some other reasons. From the very beginning, I was because of the automation, and then everything came on. Well, why me? There are a lot many people out there. There are a lot many courses out there, that teaches you DevOps. Some will teach you Jenkins, some will teach you Ansible, some will teach you 2 3 tools like that. Some will teach you theoreticals, right? um, so why me, right? Well, as a part of my not part. It's my bread and butter actually. I do DevOps every day. Okay. Every day I resolve concerns and work with the developers, testers, operations team, cloud team, and help them set up DevOps across the organization. Okay, across the length and breadth of the organization, I set up DevOps. That's my job. I train people in the organization. Wow, Karthik, that was really a late good morning. We started like a long back. Anyways, good morning and welcome. So I trained, I know this is an old slide actually. Thousands of candidates have trained in DevOps. Apart from DevOps, also I have trained people like especially on the cloud computing area, Linux areas, scripting areas. The biggest reason why you should be learning from me is because I focus on the real-time implementation. Okay, my course may seem little tough in the beginning, okay, which people say, right? But it's not to give you comfort while you're learning. Okay, this course is going to be to make you comfortable in the real time. So whatever you have done in the real time, you do it over here. When the situation comes, you will understand what you have to do there in the real time. So that's my biggest focus. It's simple, attaching hard disk exercise to a EC2 instance, okay, to a VM. If I show you, I'm going to show you with a real time implementation that this will be the requirement, this is how we fulfill it. Okay, so that's my main focus. So software delivery is a process that starts from the development and all the way till it comes to the user. And there are so many things. We'll see that in the few further slides. So many things over there. And being a DevOps, you need to be understanding each and every part and connect them all together. I'll show you how to do the software delivery and also excel in that, how to make it better, improvise it. In the course, we'll do something, some implementation, then we are going to improvise that and keep improvising it till the end of the course. So you'll understand how you can excel the software delivery methods. Okay, and I'll show you some of the best process and technologies that big tech companies are using. All right. Also, one more important point, I'll show you how different technologies work together. It's not only about just learning a tool like Ansible or Jenkins or something, right? But you don't know how to use all the tools together, connect them together. Okay, this piece of puzzle you need to be connecting together. That's your work, orchestration we call it. I'll explain you that. So I will show you how different technologies are work together. The meeting disconnect every now and then. Is that so? Are you people able to hear and see the screen consistently? Yeah. So many yes. It's fine. Okay. Right. And people have put a lot of effort in preparing the course with practical exercises, projects. We have multiple projects we have throughout the course. After the course, also I take a common project, a huge project, 2 3 batch together. I take a huge project where I show more and more technologies connecting together. Yeah, we have documentation and someone please mute yourself and stop typing where I'm talking. What are you typing? Really? This guy is very busy. Find out. Dell. The name is Dell, Mr. Dell.
No, no, my name is John Xavier.
Uh-huh. Your name is?
John Xavier. I
Okay.
want to ask a question: how it will OpenStack or OpenShift helps for DevOps instead of AWS? Go
So
ahead, go ahead.
okay. That's a very good question, but I'll answer that in the end of the class, end of
Okay.
the demo.
Yes.
Okay. But very different technologies you compare together.
Yep, yep, yep.
All right. Edit
Instead of
your name and mute yourself. Yeah. All right. So, what exactly is DevOps? This person, Mr. Dell, has asked us a question. Sorry, just kidding. How these technology is different than that technology? How does this technology help that technology? There are so many technologies that are involved in DevOps. Okay, your primary need will be to understand these technologies for what, How do you implement it? Is it really worth or not? Okay, like OpenStack is a private cloud stack, OpenShift is a container platform service, and AWS is a cloud computing. These three are all three different things. Okay, they actually are not comparable. At least OpenStack and AWS can be compared. So you will learn in this course throughout that how this technology is useful for what. By reading a documentation or a news or something, a question, you'd be able to understand what the essence of the question is. Okay, what technology is used for what. That will be clear cut in your head. Okay, so there are so many myths around the market that DevOps is this, DevOps is that, and people are so much confused. I'm having really tough time because of some idiots. Real pros are having really tough time explaining clients about DevOps. People just name their team DevOps. Their system administration, they'll do little bit scripting and they say we are DevOps, yay. They implemented cloud computing and they'll say yeah, we are doing DevOps. Okay, come learn DevOps. You know this is happening because there is no central body that is governing all these things, right? DevOps is a culture actually that is evolving the IT industry, and everyone has their own culture now. Okay, so but I will cut that through, and I will help you understand what exactly is DevOps. Okay, if someone says it's automation and scripting, then I tell them, man, I'm doing scripting from the beginning of my career. Okay, but we never called ourselves as DevOps, so there was no such word as DevOps that time. Okay, so and some clients and customer, they tell me, Imran, we already have DevOps, how your DevOps consulting is going to help us? So I asked them, like, what do you mean that you have DevOps, right? What are you doing? So they say, yeah, we're using cloud computing, right? So we are already DevOps. And I was like, really? Because people don't understand DevOps. Some say, yeah, it's about culture. So, management team will impose some culture. You sit with developers and testers together. You eat with them, you drink with them, you work with them, and voila, you're DevOps, right? And that also doesn't work. So it's then about tools. There's so many tools, right? Ansible, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, OpenStack, blah, blah, blah. So then it would be about tools, lots and lots of tools. Yeah, if it's tool, then what tools, man? There are so many tools. As Mr. Dell asked the question to us, this tool, that tool, this technology, how they help each other or work together or are rival of each other. Okay. So there are so many different explanations. Sometimes I feel all these are true. Sometimes I feel all these are false. But you know I say don't focus on the definition of DevOps, focus on its objective. The objective of DevOps is to deliver the code efficiently and quickly, and we'll see how that can be done. So let's understand now. So let me take from the very beginning. Long time ago, anyways, from the beginning of the IT industry, should I say, you know uh, the IT is divided into two major parts. This happened automatically. No one decided or stretch a line, right? This is development and this is operations, but it happened over time, right? And it's been there like that only itself from the long time. You know, the development where developers create softwares and then the testers test the software, then build and release team, they'll release the software. Then there is operations team. You have the software or web, let's say web application. You're hosting a website, e-commerce site, like what is that, Flipkart or Amazon. So your developer has written the code, the testers have tested it, and it's time to release this. Now the operations team will set up the infrastructure. When I say infrastructure, that will mean servers, storage, database, networks. Okay, either on a physical computer or on the cloud or on the virtual machine, VMware farm, like that. Okay, but there will be some infrastructure, a lot of servers. Okay, huge storage, databases, Oracle, PostgreSQL, like that, and all the network will be laid out. So that's the infrastructure. Operations team will set up that, and then there will be deployment process. Once the infrastructure is up and running, you're going to take the web application or the software and deploy it to the server or to the entire infrastructure, and the operations team maintain the infrastructure. Now, so far so good, and it's been like that from a long time, and no one complained. But the complaints were coming then after some time. I'll tell you why. So first, let's understand some team and their roles. Okay, you would be working with these people. All right, we know developer. Okay, mute yourself. I am making some noise. Oh, please mute. So you may know these people, you may not know these people, but in any case, you would be working with these people. Okay. In development area, we have different teams or roles. You can say we have developers. Everyone knows, right? They do coding, create software, right? Then you have software testers, right? After the software is implemented, they will test it. They'll have their test scripts or manual test or different tools that will test the software for the performance, for the functionality, so many things. And you have DB developers who will design the database, the scale SQL queries and stuff like that. So they'll give SQL schemas and all to the developers and testers so they can implement it. Once this is done, there's build and release team who will make sure that all the code of different developers is built together, and if they release it, as in they'll version it and they'll say, okay, this is good to go in the market now. Okay, so these are different teams. There are more teams actually. They should not be more team actually, there should be less teams. Then in operations you have again more teams. You have DCO, data center operations guys, who are in charge of the data centers, right? If you people don't know this data center, just Google it. All right, this big farm of computers, lot of cables, flashing lights, and this very extremely cool place. Okay, it will be literally chilling there. Okay, you can't go in without a nice jacket. Okay. Okay, then there are system administrators, okay, who will have access to these servers in the data center. They will install the operating system on them. They will run some services on them like web service, database service, and keep them healthy up and running. If we have virtual machines, VMs, there'll be virtualization team who will have the VMware or Zen farm, a lot of virtual machines. Or if you have cloud computing, you'll have a cloud team that will manage the cloud computing, probably an OpenStack cloud or a AWS cloud or whatever, or Azure or Google Cloud. Then if you're serious about the security, you'll have a security team that will keep auditing your environment, and there'll be penetration testers who will test the infrastructure for any loopholes. And of course, there'll be DB admins who will manage the databases. Okay. Well, people, I'm just setting up ground to help you understand DevOps. Okay. Later, you'll understand it very quickly, but the ground, right? So in development, you have different job roles. In operations also, you have different job roles, and you'll be working with all these teams. Don't get scared. Okay. It's not that tough, right? It's just about taking requirements, and you need to be tough there when you get the requirement. So before we understand DevOps, we need to understand the dev part of DevOps, development. Okay. If there are some developers already here, they know this process. If you're not a developer, okay, keep this in mind. You need to be working with the developers, okay, and fetching the requirement, understanding what they're doing. Once you understand what they're doing, then you can give a solution to them. Okay, so let's understand the development. Right, in the development phase, you have first information gathering. Okay, like the developer are not going to do information gathering. The business analyst and all those people, the sales people will put forward or sell their product, try to sell the product or the consulting. And once there is a requirement that comes in, let's say development requirement has come, someone has come up with an idea to develop let's say social networking platform. So the complete information will be gathered. Then the planning in the organization will be done. How are we going to do it? What tools, technology, what team, what, and all those planning will be done, budget and everything. Then once everything is finalized in the planning, then it goes to the design phase where the architects, you have different types of architect. Like in the development areas, you have architect. In database, you have architect. In operations, you have architect. The architect will create design documents and some documentation to for the development team or the operations team that how you're going to move forward. Okay, a design. And then it comes to the development phase where the developers will now actually start coding and creating the software. Once they create the software, then it will be tested by the quality assurance team, the QA team, or the testers, or the automation testers, and different names for them. So they test the software after the development, and once it's go green, then it goes to the operations team where they'll deploy to infrastructure. Okay, and then maintain it. All right, like they have to make sure it's always up and running. You don't want your social networking site to go down, right? You're just trying to upload a picture and Facebook went down, boom, or Instagram or whatever is popular today. You won't like that, right? And if it happens regularly, man, you will not start uploading. You won't upload your pictures then there, probably somewhere else. Anyways, so that's development in brief. Okay, just give me a moment. You watch this picture by the time. I'll come back in a minute. Yeah, I'm back. So that is development SDLC. SDLC means software development life cycle. Now, when I talk about developers are doing development, there are some protocol or model that they follow. Okay, this is important for us to understand before we understand what the complete DevOps. Okay, this will help you understand why there is a need of DevOps in the first place. So, initially or old times or traditionally, that will be the right word, the developer used to use waterfall model. Okay, in develop, a waterfall model tells them that everything that you do in the development has to be done in phases. Okay, when from the beginning, from the requirement till the maintenance phase, you have to do it in phases. Once a phase complete, you move to the next phase. It's like waterfall. First phase is requirement analysis. The complete requirement will be taken. Okay, everything, all the requirement will be taken. Okay, and a focus that I'm using the word all, everything, like that. Okay, focus on these words. So all the requirement will be taken, okay, of a project. Let's say, okay, someone is trying to develop a social networking website, goes to a software consulting firm. The software consulting firm takes all the requirement and has given a project deadline. Let's say 6 months it's going to take. Okay, so requirement analysis is being, it's going to be a very long time. Okay, everything will be predicted what's going to happen in the 6 months. All the requirement is taken. Then when the everything is full over here, then it moves to the next phase, just like a waterfall. That's why it's called waterfall. Okay, once the water is full over here, it goes to the next level. Next level or the next phase is design. Here the architects will, with based on all the requirements, will design, okay, everything. Okay, predicting what's going to be there for the next few months. They design everything. Once the complete design is done, then when the design phase is full, then it comes to the development. And now here developer starts developing. They develop the entire product in a certain time frame. Okay, let's say 3 months. So let's say this took a month requirement analysis, this took a month, 2 months, this took 3 months development. Okay, so 3 to what, 5. And then comes the testing. Now you have just 1 month pending. In 1 month you have to do test and you have to deploy to the production. Okay, now the testing has to be done very quickly. Okay, or sometimes we are saying about 3 months, but it may take more than that. So don't have much time for testing. Anyways, entire product is developed, now the testing starts. Now when all the testing is done, all the functionality, every load and everything is tested, then it is certified to go into the maintenance, which means to the production. And once it goes to the production, then any maintenance is required, that will be implemented. So this is waterfall model. Everything goes into the phase. One phase completes, then only it moves to the next phase. All right. So predicted was 6 months, but because of some delay and stuff like that, it you know went for 8 months. All right. Now, good, fine, 2 months, no big deal. But we have seen the waterfall model: analyze, design, code, test, release. Okay, that's how it's in theory. But in practice, well, they analyze, they design, they start coding, but when it comes to test, things starts failing. Okay, some functionality is not working, some DB connectivity problem, production this is not working, that is, forget about production for now. And it's not so fast, it's very slow, then the blame game starts. Like, for example, developer will say, oh, it works fine on my machine, we tested it, right? And it did work in their machine. But when you're testing it, it's not working, that means something is wrong in your system. Okay, but the problem is, if it's not tested fine, it's not going to go to the production. Then developer will do a lot of rework. The testing is a phase where they'll get to know a lot of bugs and errors and all, and they'll be reworking on those things. Now the problem is, you're testing everything at once. So many issues, so many bugs, so many errors, and these so many things has to be resolved by the developer. So much of rework. Okay, that's time getting wasted. That's one problem, but there are several other problems. Okay, like, it has took 8 months to deliver the product into the market, and the customer has an idea. That idea was very fresh 8 months ago. It's not so fresh now. How things are changing now. In months, weeks, days, things are changing. Okay, you're liking an app today, but tomorrow you may not like it because some other app came that is better than that. So things are changing very rapidly. You can't wait for 8 months for an idea to go into the market. Okay, so you need something faster, you need something efficient, some better model. Okay, so the better model is agile model. All right, so back in 2009 and all, this what is that? OpenStack, OpenShift using Docker, they create multiple containers and maintaining that. We will talk about that after the demo. Okay, so then comes the agile model. Okay, in 2009 and all, it is come from the automobile industry, to be specific, from the Toyota, uh, which says, don't develop things or don't produce things in phases. Break the problem, okay, and work on the smaller parts. Deliver it, then work on the other small part. All right. So when we talk about requirement gathering, when you gather the requirement from the customer, all the requirement is going to be list of features. Any product you see today, okay, and I try to I ask you to explain a product, you will be talking about its feature, right? Oh, this website, it has this feature, it has that feature, I can do send notification, I can chat from there, I can do a video chat from there, you know um, I can post my pictures over there, I can purchase this product from there at this price. So you're talking about the features. Okay, any product is a list of feature. Now let's say you have a 50 features in a product that you want to develop, a hypothetical scenario. So you can divide, let's say, 10 features, 10 different lists. Okay, five list of 10 features each. Okay, and let's say you have that 10 features list. Now the first 10 feature, you're going to plan for that, develop that 10 feature, test, evaluate that, learn from that, and then implement it. So you work on 10 features at a time. Once those 10 features are tested, evaluated, fine, then you move for the next 10 features. All right, and this can be delivered. This can be delivered to the server. You don't need to wait to complete the entire product and then deliver it. You can deliver it like right away. Okay, 10 feature, but that depends on the customer and the client. Okay, Right. So it's gonna working in iterations. You'll be having multiple iterations. I have, so in my book, I have explained this in very detail also. Decoding DevOps book. You'll get a copy of that book through your email. I hope you have given your email addresses. There is also an e-copy of that. So in my book, I have explained. I will show you. Where is my book? Come on. Right. So in this, you read the first chapter, okay, where I have explained. Okay, that's yeah, here. So let's take some example. If there are like 50 features in a software, you can create file list of 10 features each. Okay, now developer has to work 10 features at a time, and that 10 feature, the development part is called as iterations. Okay, so one iteration, 10 feature developing. So in development, we analyze, design, implement, test. Then when that is completed, moves to the next iteration. Also, after every iteration, there's going to be a demonstration to the customer, that will show it to the customer that this is how your product is looking with this 10 feature. So you get feedback from the customer. That's the most important thing, people. You don't need to wait for the entire product to develop and show. You can show it in every iteration, and you get the feedback from the customer, like, I don't want this feature now, I want this new feature, or this feature doesn't look good, or that feature is amazing. And then that feedback can be used in the development of the next iteration. Okay, which is very important. In waterfall, you have no place where you can inject new ideas, but in agile, the most important thing is you can inject new ideas in any iteration. All right, you don't need to wait for the entire product to complete. All right, so it's very flexible model. All right, and it's also fast. The word agile itself means fast. Now let's say you have 5 iterations to complete the entire product, but you don't need to wait for the 5 iterations to complete. You can just complete 3 iterations and you can go live in the production, and you can get feedback from the users also then, which you can use in the next iterations. So it takes less time to deliver the product to the user. It's always tested before it moves to the next iteration. The customer sees it in every iteration. So when the time the entire product is developed, it will be well tested, updated, and efficient software or web application, whatever. All right, so agile is good in every, what do you say, where is that? And so agile is really good if you look from any angle except one angle, which I'll show you. Right, so that's waterfall, right? That's a nice animation, you can say, uh, picture, sorry. Right, waterfall process, you're trying to move everything at once, all of it. Okay, that's a problem. But if you divide it, okay, then smaller parts you can move very easily. All right, so that's like an explanation. Okay, so that's here is the waterfall model, and that here is agile model. Okay, waterfall moves into phases, agile in iterations. All right, every time there will be a test before it moves to the next iteration, and over the time the requirement changes. You can implement new requirement in agile. Customer requirement changes, technology innovation, of course, new technology comes in. I can include new technology. I decided some technology, but in 8 months of time there will be new technology that can come in and make my product more better. So I can include new technologies also, right, in any of the iteration. So agile is very flexible and everyone likes it. I hope you are also liking it. Okay, I was into an agile training long time, and I thought I can implement agile in my real world, real life, okay, day-to-day activity, and it really helped. Okay, so it's great from every angle except one angle. Okay, now when it comes to waterfall, the operations team requirement is not much. Yeah, operation team requirement will be like set up the server for the testers. They are going to test it, deploy the software on the servers, and few more server for staging UAT. Okay, this is in the release cycle, not for production. Okay? before it goes to the production. This is where the operations team will be needed in waterfall model. But this is where the problem is. Now when it comes to agile will release the softwares very quickly, and plus before it releases there will be so many tests in different environment. All right, every day there will be a test going on for the code which is developed in the agile model. Okay, so operations requirement will be all the time you need operations team to set up server or database or this or that, or deploy your product to the server. And every time they want change, developer wants change, new change, and operations are not liking it because operations wants stability. And this is where the problem comes in. Okay, there is a fight between development and operations because of that when the time agile started. So agile is making the software development faster, but delivery it's still slow. Problem is, you'll say, oh, operations team, they are very slow. But see, operations team have a different motto. They want everything stable. Okay, but development team wants to develop everything and wants new changes. All right, so there will be a fight like this. Okay, development will keep releasing new change, and operations team won't be able to deliver it. There are several reasons, and one more very big problem here is the developers will test it in their local machine. It works fine in their local machine, and they feel that it's going to work same in production or in staging. But when the operations team deploys it, it doesn't work. Several reasons. The network is different, there's different security, different database, different data. Because of that, the application is not working, the developer's application. And there'll be complaints. Operations team will say it's not working, developer will say it works on my machine, right? And there will be this continuous fight between development and operations. And what is suffering is the business. Okay, company wants to deliver the product quickly, but because the operations team is not able to deliver it and not able to cope up with that many changes, because of that the delivery is extending. All right, and business is suffering. So developer keep releasing software and operations team keep complaining, and the development team complain back, and this goes on and on. All right, somehow they're able to deliver it, but it takes a longer time. Okay, so to this business suffering and all, we need a solution. Right, agile made development faster, but operations is still slow. They're not able to cope up. Okay, so keep one thing in mind, important. Agile means fast. Okay, and developers works in an agile model, and they want everything to be delivered quickly. Okay, quick changes. But operations want stability. They follow ITIL mostly. Okay, which is any change, it's a
Imran?
long process. Yes.
Yeah, you said development once done, then they have own missions, right?
Yeah,
Right. What kind of missions variation between the dev and other environments, IT or UAT?
huge
What
huge
could be the
huge
reasons?
variations. Like when it talks about development environment, they could be testing it on their own local machine laptop, or probably one VM somewhere, or one instance on the cloud. But when you talk about UAT staging, it will be like a replication of production. So multiple servers, huge database, different data, huge storage, shared storage, network security. It will be as similar as a production system, but a little smaller than production. So there's a huge difference between development environment, UAT, and production.
The code level, there is no security which will be involved with, right? So maybe a database might be it is involved because what is the
And
data
there,
is connecting it, but it is not exactly what you are saying.
come again.
See, database might be involved, and network level that is different, right? The application level network will not be involved
Why it
because
won't be involved?
while it is connecting to the database, then it is involved with, right?
Uh-huh. So you think
The
database is
application
the
might
only
be its
service?
work.
So you think that database is the only service that connects, but there will be multiple services. There'll be backend services, searching service, caching service. There'll be so many services that application will try to connect. That's a network level. That's not the only security in the network. Okay, not only just the firewall, but there are other kinds of securities also. When you talk about DevSecOps, when we have a complete architecture of multiple services working together. Okay, developer doesn't test it on multiple machines, they test it on their own local single machine. Okay, but when the operations team is delivering into different machines, there the network security comes in. You learn, if you're using AWS cloud, you'll feel the pain. Okay, where the security group is mandatory. All
Okay.
right, not only that, at database level also, okay, the data is different, so you can't rely on the test that the developer has done or the tester has done compared to the production. The point is
Okay.
there are different environment with different settings. Application code remains the same. Take an example. I have a software that works on my Windows 10 operating system. I've given you, you have Windows 7 operating system. You cannot guarantee whether it's going to work in Windows 7 because it's a different operating system, different version, okay, or different update. All right, I have Windows 7, the latest updated one, all the latest Windows update. You have a same Windows 10, but it's not updated. So a software that's working on my machine may not work on your machine. Okay, there are, may or may not, and you can't take such chances in real time. All right,
Okay. But
we'll come to that point later. Okay, wait, we'll take that,
DevOps
I'll take the question that later. Okay.
DevOps way, how would it help us? Because if
And we'll talk about that in detail after the demo. Okay, I'm going to open Q&A. Okay, just don't want to disturb this one. Once this is complete, I'll come to you. Okay, I have a product that I'll show you. So so there's like a lot of problems. Okay, like I'm sorry, what was your name?
hello,
Yeah, what was your name?
hello,
Yes, what is your name? I can hear you. Venkat. What? Right. So you see that that's exactly what happens. Okay, it's working on my machine, probably will have some database or this security. Okay, it will work on your machine, but it does not work, and because of this fight the business actually suffers. All right, now we can't let that happen, or the organization cannot let that happen. So you need someone to rescue us, which is DevOps. Right, so DevOps to the rescue. Initially I had here Superman, a Superman who really comes and helps everyone like that, but anyways I changed it. So the biggest problem actually is with the communication. It starts like that. Okay, the development sends information to the operations team that this is how you are going to deploy the product. I work with the developers and I have this problem. The developers don't understand the operations part, and the operations doesn't understand the development part. Okay, they have given us a code to deploy with some document or with some step, thinking that you'll understand that, and operations team try to execute that, doesn't work, comes again back to the developer, then developer again explains something else, and this keeps happening. All right, and because of this communication gap, operations team are making mistake. It's not actually mistake, it's they're following what developer told them, but the developer has a different language to talk. Okay, same is with the communication with the testers and the operations team. All right, first of all, the operations needs to understand the development, and development needs to understand the operations. Once this understanding is there, they understand that quick change plus stability both are important. Then you can collaborate with them and work together with their tools. Like developer can use Jenkins tool, and operations team can also use Jenkins tool and then combine it with the Ansible or other automation tool and deliver the product. Okay, so it's collaboration and integration, not only about the talks, okay, not only about the documentation, but also the tools. Okay, so this is where you start. When the project starts, this at that time itself there will be DevOps individual involved there. Like when the project kickoff meetings are there, there'll be developers involved, testers will be there. At the same time, there'll be operations team, cloud team, DevOps, everyone together and understand the product. Okay, and the requirement from the beginning, the DevOps will be there. Not like operations team, when the developers are done coding, then they come in and then they deploy the code. Okay, the DevOps will be from the beginning of the project. All right, so This can be achieved by setting up DevOps SDLC, DevOps lifecycle. It should not be SD actually, just LC. But just to make you understand, we have seen Waterfall SDLC, Agile SDLC, and now we are seeing DevOps. Okay, that starts once the developer start writing the code. So as soon as the developer write a code and commit is a process. What is accidental? What happened? Anyways, so the commit is a process where developer will write the code and put it into a centralized place, okay, which we call it as version control system. Okay, from there the code will be fetched and built. There'll be a lot of developers working together. Let's take an example, 5 to 10 developers, they're writing the code and putting it one centralized place. Okay, then there will be a build process that will take up that code, build and create the software. From that we'll run some test like unit test, and there are few other tests, integration test and all. Okay, now you need to automate first of all this process. This process is called as continuous integration. Continuous integration is a process where every time the developer commits a new change, it will be built and tested. So every time new change, the code is tested. Now only code is tested here. Okay, if you automate this process, this is called as continuous integration. So you're integrating the developer's code every time they make the change. Now code is there, it's built, it's tested. Excuse me.
That code is tested in a local machine or where?
What's your name? Venkat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you went off when I was talking to you. So there is no code that is deployed till now. Okay, it's just tested on a local machine. It's just the code that is tested, not the product, not the application. Then you need to deploy it to some different environment, infrastructure, as I told you in the beginning. Okay, so there are different environments like dev, QA, staging, UAT, and then production, or there could be more environment. So you need to take the code that is integrated now, that developed code, and then you deliver it to different environment. You deliver it to the environment and test it. Okay, when you're doing that, automatically whenever the developer makes a code change, it will be built. There'll be some code test. Okay, deploy it to infrastructure and then run the test on the product, on the software. This is the software testing, we call it. Okay, every time that happens when a developer makes a code change, all automatic process, this is called as continuous delivery. But delivery is not delivery to the production. If you are also deploying it automatically to the production, okay, with and prior approval, or already approvals are already taken, okay, then that process is called as continuous deployment. All right, and it has to be pre-approved, because once the developer makes a code change, this entire process will start and the deployment will be done on the production system. Being a DevOps, your responsibility will be always to do this, and you start from the very beginning, continuous integration. Okay, then you start doing continuous delivery, then at the end when everything is robust and tested, then it will be continuous deployment. Okay, and continuous deployment is really tedious when it comes to approval. Okay, it's not about the technology there. Well, let's understand this one much better way. DevOps life cycle. Okay, this is the life of DevOps. This is what you have to do being a DevOps. When you call yourself DevOps engineer or DevOps architect, you have to design this or for your environment, and DevOps engineer, you need to implement this in your environment. Okay, so this is the same process, little more explained with some tools also over here. I told you commit, the developer will commit the code, then push the code into a version control system like Git. Okay, then there'll be a continuous integration tool like, for example, Jenkins or Hudson or TeamCity or Bamboo or TFS, or there are many. I'm just taking one example. Okay, Jenkins. Jenkins will fetch the code from Git. Okay, will run unit test, will build the artifact. Artifact means the software that gets created when you build source code. Okay, build the source code, it generates some files, you combine all those files together, you archive them, all those files together, that is called as artifact. For example, .exe file, .msi files, .rpm, .debian, .var, .zip, .ear. Okay, so archive, that is called as artifact. As of now, you can see this software is built. Once the software is built by using some build tool, like if it's a Java code, we'll use Maven tool to build. Once this is built, we version it and we store it into a repository. This is a software repository. Okay, this is code repository. Git Nexus is a software repository that can store your softwares. This process from push code to store artifact, this process is called as continuous integration. And if you see here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tools involved. And there'll be much more tools actually involved. I'm just showing you in brief. And if you're using Dockers, you're going to implement containers. So you probably want to build the Docker image that can be also built in this process. Build the Docker image in the same process after the artifact is built, and then store it to, again, Nexus. You can store Docker images into Nexus also. This process has to be automated. This is called as continuous integration. Okay. Now, the next process is to deliver. To deliver, first of all, your environment should be already, or your infrastructure should be already present already. So you provision the environment, or if the environment is already provision environment will set up that infrastructure. Okay, all that servers, storage, database, everything. If it's already there, okay, and you need an update, you probably update the environment here. If it's not there, you provision the environment. Once that is done, then you want to deploy the software which is stored in Nexus to those environment by using some automation tool like Ansible, Puppet, Chef, or any scripting language if you want. Okay, old school style. Okay, now once this is delivered to different environments, you also need to run load and functional test, especially on the Q environment. Hey, can you please mute? Yeah. Right? This is the most important. I want everyone to listen to this very carefully. So once the software is ready now with continuous integration, now there are other automation tool that gets kicked in like Ansible, which is going to make sure your dev, QA, staging, or production environments are ready, proper version, right versions of the softwares are there, and it's going to take the software that is developed here and deploy to different environments. Once it deploys, then it will also run load and functional test, and that happens on dev, QA, staging, and then production environment. Okay, the maximum test will happen in Q environment, that is the testing environment actually, so all the load and functional test. But there will be some little test on staging and production also. Okay, like small smoke tests. This entire process you need to automate, and you can use these tools that I have pointed out. These are just some examples. There are more tools that you can integrate. Okay, if you are having Kubernetes stack, then you can deploy by using Ansible or by using just by Jenkins your Docker containers to the Kubernetes environment. All right, so every time there is a code change, this entire process happens automatically. And you see there are multiple tools that works together. This is what you have to learn being DevOps. This is the most important work. Should I say this is the only work, okay, that you'd be doing. Only means there are so many work here. So again, repeating, from push code to store artifact, this is continuous integration. From push code till the staging deployment here, this is called as continuous delivery. But without approval or prior approval is already done, and you deliver it directly to production system, once it is, of course, it is tested well, then it is called as continuous deployment. Okay.
Uh, Yeah, Imran, one question here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So here we are push code to the run load and functional to testing. So we are not changing anything here, but we have added all the tools, right? So we are not changing any database level changing or functionality level. We are not changing anything, but tools we have integrated. But the code level we are not changing anything. But how it is working in this while we are following DevOps, and before that it is not working.
Man, I
How
have
we'll
not
do that?
understood anything whatever you said. Can you please rephrase your question?
Okay. Yeah. See, in a DevOps level, we are integrating all the tools, right? We are not changing any code level,
We don't do any
right?
code
But
level change, man. We are not developers. We are DevOps.
yes, yes, right, right. Now, my question is, but how it is working here? But the previously you said some security level it is
How?
not working. Some devs, local machine, the DevOps developers, but how it is working here?
Girl, I cannot hear.
Oh, what's the difference you're saying than manual and automated one?
Oh, okay.
So the information will be already taken from the developers and testers, and you have a written automation script and used automation tool. Okay, only the requirement is
Yes.
taken. And this process, whenever you run, it gives you exactly the same result. All right. Whatever security level testing, what changes, whatever database level changes, you can do through automation tool like Ansible or Chef. Okay, so you don't need a human being who will take the requirement from the developer and do it manually. You put that in your code, and every time you run this process, it gives you the same result. Whenever you want to make a change into automation tools like Jenkins and Ansible, you make the change and you repeat the process. All right.
Yeah, that's I'm understanding. If the Windows 7 and Windows 10, you said the previous example, okay, the same code it is deploying in the Windows 7 and Windows 8. Any changes is happening, how it is knows the automation
Uh,
level.
hi
You have to
Imran,
make
this
a
is
change,
Amit.
man. Being a DevOps, that's what you are learning. That's what you're going to learn. You take the requirement from the developer and you put it into your automation scripts or your automation tool. So instead of you doing
Hello.
manually, done several times again and again repeatedly by an automation tool.
This has to be year 2019 because you already initialized
Probably
28.
I'm not understanding your question. Okay.
Hey Imran, this is Amit. Um,
Correct.
can I try to rephrase this
It's
question?
okay. No problem.
Probably I understood this
Yeah.
question.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. First of all, thanks a lot, Imran. I really appreciate the way you're conducting the demo session. Okay, if I understand Venkat's question correctly,
Mhm.
okay, consider a scenario where we don't have DevOps implemented, and that time we have some challenges because of mainly the environmental changes in between development, staging, and the productions. And somehow implementing DevOps uh,
Yes.
would resolve that, or it would help us to uh, resolve those challenges which we face because of the environmental changes. Now, I guess Venkat's question is, how would it resolve when we implement DevOps? Because we are not making any changes, the code which we integrated from development up to production, we are not making any changes.
Okay, I understood. I guess so. See, think, understand like this. First of all, there was without DevOps, there was no communication between development and operations. No, as in low communication. Okay, that ops doesn't understand the dev and doesn't understand the ops. So the requirement is not properly taken. First of all, okay. Being in DevOps, before you setting up the lifecycle and all, you work with the developers and testers, and you take all the requirements, right? What code, what branch, what tag, all that information. And being DevOps, you understand the development part, you understand the development language. It's not a document that you're following, but you're writing an automation code that you work, that you take the requirements of the developer, you work with them. You do the same in the development environment. It works in the development environment. You implement exactly same in the QA or staging environment. So your environment has to be also similar. Okay, see, the problem you have to understand is not with the code actually that is not working. Code is going to be remaining same. If the code fails, it has to be fixed by the developer when it gets deployed to the environment. Okay, without proper settings, without proper information, like I deploy something onto an environment, but I had also need to be changing some firewall settings, which I don't do. Then I say it is not working. Then I go back to the developer. Okay, but in the beginning itself, in the development area, we do unsort out all those things. The same will implement on QA environment. Okay, same in the staging environment. The failure, the code build is not a problem in DevOps. Okay, code build, that is tested in dev environment only. So you're thinking about more about code area. Okay, but we are solving more ops problem. Okay, operational implementation automation. Once this is set up, we hand it over to the developer, and developer will run it by themselves. When they make a code change, They run the cycle, they run this entire process. They'll just probably click a button or just commit the code. This entire process repeats, and every time they make a code change, the same process repeats again. There is no human intervention. Most of the things are failing because of human intervention, because of the communication gap. So DevOps is a person who understands all the areas in the development and implements that in the operations. Okay, so it's more of a communication gap. Because of that, the problems are coming in, not the tool. All right, tool will always come and go. More importantly, you don't make any change to the code, to the developer's code. If it fails, it fails. It's developer's headache. All right, DevOps doesn't solve that problem. DevOps solves the delivery problem, not the code problem. Okay.
But and previously you said their local mission it is working, and the real world
That's
it
because
means
of the
UAT
infrastructure is
QAT
different.
there it is
That's
not
because
working.
of
That
the
means that is
infrastructure.
wrong. See, just a minute. The code is working everywhere,
All right.
but the
Okay.
thing
Hold.
is,
Hold. Okay. Hold. Venkat. Listen. Listen. This is not what I have set up. Okay. If you have an issue or argue with the DevOps lifecycle, then probably you need to concern a bigger party. Okay. I'm just following. All right. If you're thinking that I
no,
have
no,
set it up and you are taking an argument up with me, that's not going to help you. All right. See, there'll be always people who
no,
will
no.
try to, who will listen. There'll be always people who will try to say that this will not work. Automation is not possible. 100% automation is not possible, but I do it on everyday basis. It solves the communication problem. I give them all automated everything. Okay. If you have a problem, you need to take up probably with the people who develop this product and not with me. Okay. So let me continue now. All right. So you'll always have problem. You'll always have people who don't want to do automation because it simply pulls the people from their comfort zone. When I say when I'm going to work with the developers and with the testers, they don't want it. They as in the development area. The reason is they need to do something extra. What they've been doing, the developers just doing coding, but if you involve them into continuous integration, that's an extra work. So they'll always try to push back. All right, so that's why I say that everything starts at the communication level. Okay, you work with the developers and testers, be in the beginning of the project when it kickstarts. All right, and then you understand the process and then you can implement that. The requirement gathering is the most important thing, and for that you need to communicate. All right, so DevOps is not just about tools, it's more about communication. Yeah, but this course is more about the tools. Okay, so if someone asks you the definition of DevOps, really I don't have any definition, and this is the most relevant definition that I feel. Okay, for the DevOps. Well, DevOps is not a tool, but it's a philosophy, it's a culture change. Okay, that is unifying development and operations team. Why the delivery was not working previously, why it was failing, it is because of the communication gap. It's not about because of the lack of tool, it's not because lack of expertise. I am not communicated well what I have to do, and because of that I make some other change, because of that thing fails. But if I have a clear cut understanding what's happening in the development area, I can write an automation code for that and I can implement that and deliver it into the production systems. Okay, so first is communication. So we unify the development and operations team, we combine them together. Okay, at a culture level, practice, development practice and development models like agile and all we implement in ops also. So people also say DevOps as agile ops. There's another word for DevOps, agile ops. The quick and fast operations team, they work with the developer in the agile process. So whenever developer is done with an iteration, you need to deliver it to the production. The software test, sorry, the all the automation code is already ready, which can take their code to the production system. Okay, and see, DevOps is not that some tool or technology that can be implemented, and DevOps is implemented by huge organizations like Google, Amazon, Cisco, Microsoft. With the help of DevOps you can make several code change in a day. Okay, if you check the statistics, if you talk about Amazon, they do hundreds of deployments per day, hundreds of deployments. All right, and on production, that too on production system by implementing DevOps. Okay, they automated each and every process. So it's a philosophy of combining development and operations team. They did that at culture, practice, and tools level. Now once you set up the entire DevOps life cycle, this one, it's complete orchestration. You hand this over to the developer, and developer, whenever they make code change, they use this, they execute it, and it automatically delivers their code to different environments. In between, anything fails, like say build failing, then the test is failing, then this will be reported back to the developer or the required team members. They will fix the issue, and then the process starts once again. So once it is done, I don't need to depend on anyone else to deliver my code. I, as in, let's say I'm a developer, okay, or a tester. I want to test, but I want to first deploy it. So I don't need to depend on anybody else. Okay, I can run it by myself. All right, a complete orchestration delivered to the developers. All right, so that's the definition, most relevant definition. People really, I say, don't go into the definition of DevOps. You'll always fail. Go with the objective of DevOps. The objective of DevOps is to deliver the code quickly and efficiently. All right. If you keep that objective in mind, you'll always win. All right. If you try to think about tools, I'll use this tool, I'll use that tool, and probably adamant on that, you will fail. Okay. Your objective, always remember, it's to deliver the code efficiently and quickly. Okay, quickly. So for that, you implement any tool and technology. All right, and you keep debating with different people also for that. All right, now about this course. So I'm going to take you from the ground zero. Well, I wanted to use one cheesy line, zero to hero. You know what, I don't want, I'm not using that, but this course really starts from the ground zero, from the Linux system. Okay, so I'm going to train you first on Linux, then okay, I'll go through the course content in a moment, but about the course, so it starts from the ground zero, and we'd go in depth with every tool, as in the every important DevOps tool. But there are some tools which I'm not going to go in too much depth, which are developers tools like Git, for example. Okay, but Ansible we go in depth, AWS we go in depth, Jenkins we go in depth. Okay, because when I'm talking about complete orchestration or production grade, I need to show you so many features and of different tools like Kubernetes, Ansible, and these tools. And for that, I need you to go at the depth. Now I have document for practicing each and every tool. I have written a book also. Just a moment, I'll answer those questions, Shrikant. So I have document for you to for practicing everything that I do in the class, so you'd be able to do it. All the real-time cases will be implemented initially for first 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. We won't see much real time because it's going to be mostly basics of what we're going to learn, and then all the real-time use cases starts specifically with AWS. Also the projects, there are 3 to 4 projects. It goes more than that actually. I've implemented one new CI/CD in AWS completely, so that is also a new project that has come. Then exercises and assignment, and if you're interested in R&D work, you can let me know, I can involve you. My student works with me in any kind of new R&D we are doing, or writing a new book, or implementing something new, so I involve my students. All right, and then while the course is going on, I'm going to talk about a lot of interview questions, that this is an interview question, that is an interview question, you need to take a note of that. And I also have a lot of documented interview questions also with me. Okay, so that's about the course. Now this is the product that we are going to use to learn DevOps. So we have here web tier, app tier, backend tiers. In backend we have database tier. This is a product that is developed by our developer. We named it as vProfile. This is written in Java, and it has multiple services. This product is specifically designed for the course. Okay, so I can train you. When I was training people on DevOps, I was having a challenge of showing them real time. I used to show them, this is how you can do automation, then hello world program and all. But it really doesn't used to feel good to me, because when I do go in real time, there are different more challenges that comes in, and that challenges can be understood by a real time project. So I asked our developer to develop a product written in Java that uses different kinds of services: web service, application service, database service, backend services like queuing, caching, Elasticsearch. So this is our own product, okay, VisualPath's product that we will use to learn DevOps. And you'll have complete access to this product, and you will use to implement, automate, and so many things. All right, I'm going to talk about this in detail in when the class starts. So the course is divided into different steps. I'm done, almost 5 minutes, okay, and I'll take your questions. I know you are excited, but just give me 5 minutes now. So step one, where I'm going to train you on systems and labs, where I'm going to start with Linux basics and server management on Linux. We'll talk about networking, virtualization, what it is, understand it, and then do it through Vagrant and VirtualBox. So here, this is your ground zero. You have to be very good at this one. Okay, here you will be implementing Linux virtualization and automation skill also with Vagrant. Okay, and we'll implement our product also on your local machine, on your laptop, by using Vagrant and all these technologies together. All right, once this ground zero is set up, you learn this, then move to the next phase, which is cloud computing. Okay, well, in this there will be one phase where you'll be learning programming, scripting, okay, bash scripting and Python scripting, but that's going to be combined with the other batch. So it may be at the beginning, or it may be after 1 month or 1.5 months, like that, but it will be before Ansible, okay, for you people. So it may come after, before, in the second step, or it may come at the fourth step also. Okay, that's a free a token of appreciation from me, programming language training to you. Okay, uh, well, the second step is about cloud computing. And cloud computing, we have various services like, okay, this is not updated properly, so I've included now more services, EC2, VPC, RDS, S3, CloudWatch, Route 53, Beanstack, AWS Code Commit, AWS Code Build, AWS Code Pipeline, and S3 for DevOps. So you can check the latest course content. Actually, the slides are not updated, I need to update them. And Route 53, Route 53 is there, right? Awesome. So these are the services that we are going to learn in cloud computing. This course is called AWS Cloud Computing plus DevOps. So you're going to learn a lot of AWS services, AWS DevOps, and SysOps services. Okay, and on all in real time. Then the next step starts, which is continuous integration, where I'll teach you the first part in the DevOps lifecycle, CI, where we'll learn Git, Maven, Jenkins. Jenkins will be in much more detailed, in depth, because this is one of the most famous tool in DevOps. Yeah, really. Okay, this tool is so amazing. It gets integrated with anything, any tool in in our life cycle. So it's just amazing tool. All right. Next, we're going to learn configuration management with Ansible. Puppet, I am creating video course content. I'm taking out Puppet and including Terraform in the course. Okay, it started from the previous batch, but Puppet also you will learn. I will give you video course content, and if there is too much hard press requirement, we can take a class also for Puppet. Okay, but it's not such a hard pressing issue, because I wanted to go with the latest tool, so included Terraform now. All right, this is going to be in depth, and the maximum time you're going to spend with Ansible only in this course. Okay, then we're gonna in step 5, we're going to take our application, we're going to take all these technologies together, and we'll set up the complete DevOps lifecycle, and you'll learn then how different technologies work together. Okay, then in step 6, we're going to learn Dockers and Kubernetes. Okay, this is the game now, future, all container world, it's going to be there in the future. So you need to be very good in Dockers and Kubernetes. Again, this is going to be production grade Kubernetes with production grade implementation. Okay, and also I'm going to talk about security, high availability. Cloud automation will be done through Terraform. Okay, DevSecOps I have excluded because of two reasons. One, it takes a longer time for me to explain. The second, you people are just not ready once you complete the course, because that demands you a lot of experience also. Okay, plus there are some tools that I show and people just misuse them. All right, so I have stopped it, but I'm going to explain you what exactly that means, but not any implementation there. Okay, Terraform will be there. Okay, uh, and also you'll understand high availability security in cloud, in AWS cloud. All right, with VPC and complete full implementation. Okay, so This is our project. If you see, this architecture is already high availability in every service except one service. This you're going to implement on your local machine, on your cloud. You're going to automate this entire implementation. You're going to deliver your code to this environment, to this infrastructure, and this is going to be really amazing for you. This is the main USP of my course actually. Okay, and that's why I say it's going to be like in production. And different projects we have, you have my book with you. There'll be a lot of things that we'll be teaching you from this book. This book is all practical book with some theory in the beginning and some here and there, but mostly practical book. Okay, and plus with this I'll give you regular scripts, documents and commands and all right. We have the Facebook group. So you can join this Facebook group, and it's a closed group. It's only for my students, and there are already a lot of members over here. I don't know, probably more than 500 now. And these are all DevOps, either already they're developers also, DevOps also here. Mostly it's DevOps people. So most of them are already working, okay, in DevOps area. And I have a team that continuously monitors this Facebook group. If you have any question while you're doing it, I have everything well documented, everything good. But still you have a problem while you're doing implementing it, you take the screenshot, write the complete detail and post it over here, and we'll respond to you and solve your query. Okay, initial first week you will get even you know help and support through TeamViewer if you're not able to set up your laptop. But I don't recommend taking help. I recommend you doing yourself. Okay, this is going to be a complete practical course with lots and lots of action, lots of action. Okay, more than you can handle, really. Okay, I promise you, you won't get disappointed, that's for sure. You may get overloaded, but you have to do everything daily. It's not about just attending the class and done. After the class you need to find some time and redo the same thing what I did. Okay, with the help of all the documents and all, you'll have the access to the video. You can watch the video over and over again if you want. Okay, for more than 6 months time. But when the class ends, make sure before the next class starts you practice that thing. All right, because it's going to be building block. I'm going to show you one step by step. All right, by the time you reach till Kubernetes you will be very very technical guy if you have practiced everything. And if you talk, and by the time we come to Kubernetes you already would have done 3 projects. All right, 2 CD projects, 1 Kubernetes project. So you better buckle up, okay, and practice everything in the class. Okay, you can talk the same thing in the interview. Okay, what are projects you did, really, I promise you that. Okay, because that's how my course is going to be. All right, and I guess I have talked enough now, and now I think it's time for the questions. Oh my god, it's 8:30. Okay, yeah. Hey, give me a moment, I'll be back and then I'll start Q&A because I need to make a call. Actually, there's another batch. Just give me a moment. Yeah, you can go ahead and ask me question. Hello there. Okay, you're asking me in the chat. You can talk to me. I'm looking for
Uh,
email badge. Okay, there
Hi,
are so
Imran.
many.
Hi, Imran Kandasamy here.
Hey,
Hi.
yes, yes, go ahead, go ahead.
Imran, I'm coming from a IT support background. Also,
Uh-huh.
already last year I started my AWS course. Actually, I completed my certification as well last week.
Okay, good.
So, is there
What
is any
AWS? What
programming knowledge is
certification?
required? Solution architect.
Okay.
So I'm just started my developer associate course as well. So I'm
Mhm.
just wanted to confirm whether I need any programming knowledge or I need to concentrate on programming side as well to
See,
get into DevOps course.
the answer is yes and no both. See,
Okay.
if you talk about real-time implementation, you don't need to know any programming language, because mostly we'll be using, not mostly, in today's world we use all the time tools like Ansible. Ansible is not a
Okay.
programming language, okay? It's a
Okay.
YAML. We write the code in YAML actually. It's not even a code, okay?
Okay.
Then we have Terraform, and that is also in JSON format, so that is also not programming language. Jenkins, you don't need to know any programming language. So when it comes to implementation, you really don't need to know any programming language, okay? You
Okay.
can also learn without the knowledge of programming, but if you have some programming knowledge experience, it will help you better understand the tool like Ansible and Terraform and Puppet. And for that reason, I am taking the Python scripting class. Okay, so
Okay.
you don't need to worry. It's like a token of appreciation from me for my students. I take 2 3 batch together and I take a Python scripting session, so people understand the programming, data types, variables, condition, looping, and all those things. And then it's very helpful for them when they learn the tool like Ansible and Puppet. But as I
Okay.
said, the answer is both yes and no. It really, see, I'm
Imran,
Yes, hold on, let me complete that.
you,
So I'm a
sure, sure.
Python guy, but I don't code in Python for a long time. The reason, there are these tools are so good and amazing and easier than a scripting language. So we have evolved and we use these automation tool than no programming language. All right.
Okay. So meanwhile, I can spend some time with programming knowledge as well, right? So I can join any course for Python or something like that.
As of now, not required. If you feel a need of it, then you can do it after the course, because I also
Okay.
take Python programming. So if you feel that you need to learn more, need to understand more, then you can of course join another uh,
Sure, sure, Imran. Thanks
separate
for that.
Python class. Okay, but first
Yeah.
evaluate and then decide it, because it
Sure,
will be
sure.
just too
Thanks.
much for you.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah. Thanks, Imran. Yeah.
No problem.
I have
Hello.
one small question here. So I think you were talking about including Python and Bash scripting along with this. So are those
Yes.
going to full-fledged Python and Bash scripting trainings or just part of it?
Oh, you're looking for Bash and Python training, you said?
Yep, yep.
Okay, you check with the admin. Probably there is some Python batch that is going to start, but this DevOps course is not going to be focusing much on scripting. We're going to focusing much on the tools and the implementation. I take for more than a week, around a week or so, Python scripting. But if you want to learn full-fledged Python scripting, like OOPS concept and then web development and all of that, then we don't do. I don't do that. Okay, we just learn the basics of it: data types, variables, conditions, loop. We see how to automate a system task with Python, and then we move to Ansible. That's how we do in the course. Okay. How is Kubernetes useful? OpenStack and OpenShift. Yeah. Okay, let me answer that question. Shrikant asked, "What is Nexus?" Nexus is a software that will. It's a software service that you can store your software, like from where you can download the softwares. Okay, so when we generate the software, we build the software, we need to store it in a place. We version it, like software name and version 1.2 dot blah blah blah, and then we store it into Nexus. Okay, it's a software storage, you can say. Are you going to teach Python? I'm going to, I think, answer that question. Is there any common automatic setting? Okay, just give me a moment. Let me read the chat. Is there any common automatic setting in DevOps where multiple tools are integrated? No, I wish there could be something like that, Karthik, but it's not there. Okay, there is no such thing. Any programming language? I think I answered that one also. I'm from IT support background past. Okay, yeah, I think I was just talking to you. I'm looking for evening batch. I'm not taking evening batch, but there is, I think, someone taking. So check with the admin. Are you going to cover PowerShell or Python in the course? Python, not PowerShell. And again, Python is not the part of the course content, people. Okay, I do take it, but it's not part of course content. You provide classroom training. I used to, but now I don't have time. Is it full Python training classes? No, it's not full. Please let me know how many months. 2 months. No need of programming language. Only we have to learn Python and well versed with Linux and shell script. Yes, thank you. That's the right answer. At Dell makes sense. Dell makes sense for what?
Um,
During.
hi, Imran. Hello.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Shravan. First of all, thank you for your time and all. I've explained well, and I really understood what DevOps right now.
Thank you.
Actually, yeah, I'm working as a software test engineer into Selenium automation for the past 4 years.
Nice.
I just wanted to shift my career because most of my job involves with working on Git and Jenkins for continuous
Understand.
integration, like what you said.
Wow,
So half of
awesome.
the part I will be building the bridge artifacts and just deploying.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like I just wanted to explore more, and as well as I just
Right,
wanted to move completely into a kind of full life cycle of the complete product.
right,
So I
right,
just
right.
researched it myself, and I thought the DevOps will be a kind of complete life cycle from the
Right,
product development to product delivery and maintenance as well.
right, right.
So just wanted to know how can I shift from this automation career to
What's your
DevOps?
name? What's your name you
My
said?
name's Shravan. Shravan.
Oh, awesome. I really loved your profile, because you're already doing one part of it, okay? You're using
Okay.
Jenkins and you're running Selenium test cases from there, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, awesome. See, you are already working in the DevOps life cycle. You just need to now learn the operations part, which is the most
Okay.
critical part. So you need to be very good with the systems, first of all. Are you good with Linux systems?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. That's awesome. Then you need to know a little bit of programming language. I guess you'll be knowing that. And then lots and lots of Ansible and lots of Dockers and Kubernetes. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
lots of AWS also, cloud computing. All right.
Okay.
And then once you know all those things, then we can combine all that in the DevOps lifecycle. So your main focus now should be in the operations part, learning the
Okay.
system administration, what we're going to take in this course, and the automation and cloud, of course, AWS cloud. And trust me,
Okay.
you're gonna rock. You're gonna rock. Okay, because you already know that part of it. You already worked in that area. All right.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
always look such kind of people in my project actually. Okay, I involve such kind of people in my
Okay.
project. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're very good to go. Okay, just
Yeah.
keep working. If you join the course or not, daily practice your operation skill.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Eh,
Thank you,
Hi
Imran.
Imran. Uh, Hi
What's
Imran,
up?
this is Amit.
Yeah, hi.
So when we talk about DevOps, I understand it is like cross the technology. Uh, the technology whichever you use for your software or application doesn't really matter. Um, but I understand probably it matters, like the implementation of DevOps, whether you are doing it on premise or AWS cloud or Azure cloud, for instance.
Mhm.
Is that the correct understanding?
Yeah.
Like if I want to implement DevOps on, let's say, Azure against AWS,
Mhm.
will it be the same tools or the same configuration, or will there be any variations?
The only problem you will have when you don't have cloud is you won't be able to automate the infrastructure. When you have the cloud computing, see, DevOps lifecycle is going to remain same, except when I was showing you the part of provision environment. Where is that?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Seeing the screen, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So when you talk about provision environment, and I've given a picture of AWS over here. Now, AWS, Amazon Web Services, we can use automation tools like Ansible or Terraform, and we can automate the AWS related tasks like launching of virtual machine, storage, network, anything. But if it's a physical environment, you can't automate that. That's the only problem when we are setting up lifecycle for physical environment. That's all.
Okay.
Apart from that, it's gonna be same.
So rest of the tools like Git and Jenkins and everything, I can
Yes,
use those on
yes,
AWS at the same time on
yes,
Azure. Okay.
yes. Why not? All these tools
Okay.
can be
Okay.
implemented in anywhere, except you take out cloud computing, and all these tools can be implemented anywhere. They just need an operating system. Operating system can be on a physical computer, it can be in your laptop, it can be in a virtual machine, it can be on a cloud instance, it can be on a container.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So actually, what the angle I was coming from, all those cloud service providers, right? They do have their native services. So
right,
if we
right.
are using those native services,
That's designing part. That's designing part. So from the beginning, if you're designing an application like that, that it's going to use the cloud services, then you definitely need cloud. But that is in the design. Architects will decide that. It's not your headache also. We have
the
a cloud
design
service.
of the DevOps, right? Sorry, design of the
No,
DevOps
no, not
and not
DevOps.
the
No, no, not DevOps. Design of not DevOps. Design of the
application.
software from the development phase
Okay.
when the requirement comes. So they when they're designing, they'll say we'll make it more of a cloud, cloud hosting platform, and use all the cloud services to reduce the operation work. We use more cloud services to reduce the operations work. Okay. So
Okay.
in that
Okay.
phase itself, they will decide that these are the cloud services that we'll use instead of using a VM and running Elasticsearch on that. I'll use AWS Elasticsearch service like that.
Oh,
I'll
so
explain
sorry,
those
yeah.
points.
So for DevOps, we normally do not use any native cloud service. I'm not talking about the application design,
Yes,
but the design of the DevOps matter.
you're confusing too much DevOps with cloud actually. See, in DevOps we use lot of cloud computing. That's true, but DevOps is not just cloud computing. Cloud or no
Yes.
cloud, we have to focus on the DevOps lifecycle, automating the entire process, integrating the backend services in the application. That's not your headache. That's done in the development part. Developer will
Yep.
take care of. Okay, so to deliver our product, we can use any kind of service, cloud-based service or non-cloud-based service. It doesn't really matter. Okay,
Yep.
these are two different things. DevOps is a different thing. Cloud computing is different thing. But we use most of the cloud computing. That's why people get confused with cloud and DevOps.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. What
Hi
about
Imran, Karthik here.
hold. Let me just go through the chat once, complete these questions, and then I'll come to you, okay? Because I think they've been put. Duration, I told you 2 months. Cost and all, you'll get the information. Hi Imran, I am from mainframe background. Is it possible to switch to DevOps? You should switch to DevOps very quickly, man. Like, are you really finding Bhanupriya? You're really finding jobs in mainframe nowadays? Okay, you should really shift. It's definitely possible. Why will I say it's not possible? The only problem, if you are not working, sorry, if you're not practicing what are you learning on daily basis, you'll be in a big soup. Okay, DevOps is not so easy. This course is not so easy. Okay, this course is tough. It's because it is meant to make you tough. All right, so it's definitely possible, and I'm starting from the ground zero. Okay, but if you just come here, stay for 1 hour, 1.5 hour class done, then you sleep, take rest, all right, then I'm sorry, you will not never learn DevOps. Like that, you'll not learn anything. Okay, without practice, you are not going away. You cannot learn anything in DevOps. It's 2 months course, regular weekend batch. It's gonna be regular. uh and we have Saturdays also. Some Saturdays you'll have holiday. This one will basic on Python to learn. Okay, I'll show you some very nice Python tutorials. Okay, when we are going to learn Python, all right. Will you be covering Sonar Cube? I will take covering Sonar Cube, but not much in detail. Just the integration I will see, and how to generate all the graphs and reports in Sonar Cube. Okay, we have that in our project. We're going to include Sonar Cube, but that's not our area of much expertise. All right, we don't focus too much. We send the report to the Sonar Cube, that's it. So I'll show you how to set up Sonar Cube, integrate it with Jenkins, and upload all the reports to Sonar Cube automatically. That's what we do in real time actually. Okay, But setting up SonarCube rules and all, that's developers work, so we don't do that. Imran, I'm from network background. It's now a big buzzword in my domain, net DevOps. Okay, man. Seriously, people just keep inventing words. All right, cloud ops, net ops. I think the net DevOps. Not I think. One of my student is working somewhere in Chandigarh. So he's been working on all automating of firewalls and switches and routers. Are you talking about that, Arjun? You can talk. Or you see sample use case. So let's say, there was an argument with some guy, right? I think in the beginning. So talking about when we deploy it, then how the network issues will be fixed, right? So being DevOps, you don't automate each and everything. Like software testing is automation. Software testing is automation, but it's not your work. So like that, you'll take software testing automation scripts from the testers and you'll execute in your life cycle. Similar way, when you have huge network and complex networks and you need to make firewall changes, switching changes and all those things automatically in the life cycle, then there has to be someone who is an expert in the network area, who knows the automation with, let's say, Ansible or Python scripting, anything. So that person can write a script or an automation code or a tool to automate any change done at a network level, like firewall rule changes or some switching change, some routing changes, something. So that person will write the script and give it to the DevOps. The DevOps will execute that script as a part of the life cycle. Okay, that's the use case. There is no separate word for that, but people keep inventing word. Okay, how will AWS link to DevOps? Well, I guess I answered that. You use most of the cloud computing in DevOps. Like, we leverage cloud a lot because we can automate that. Otherwise, it's not something too much, you know, not tightly integrated thing. Okay, AWS is linked to DevOps. I'm saying because most of the IT industry is using AWS cloud. And that's the biggest public cloud provider. Okay, and it's very innovative. It gives you a very, very amazing services, and that's why I have AWS with DevOps course here. Oh, you are a system administrator, you should definitely switch to DevOps, man, or switch to something else. Okay, because anybody, so, and for this is for everyone. Okay, you join this course or not doesn't matter, but anyone who has in their job title as admin or support, you are in a dangerous radar. Okay, switch, shift, learn new skills. All right, otherwise a fox will come and eat you. Okay, you know that story. Well, join the course, I'll tell you that story. But you are in a dangerous zone. Okay, switch. You join this course or not doesn't matter to me. All right, but that's a honest suggestion. Hi Imran, will you be covering Terraform? Yes. What about Nginx? Well, we deploy Nginx, but we don't like do too much of Nginx. Okay, it's a DevOps course. So we implement Nginx. We automate the implementation of Nginx also, and also Tomcat, MySQL, Memcache, and all those different services. Okay, when is the course going to start? Probably day after tomorrow. The toughest part or toughest tool in DevOps. Okay. Let me that. Okay, you are from which background, Vinay? So if you tell me, I'll tell you your toughest tool.
I don't have any programming background, or I don't have
So
any.
the toughest tool for you is okay. You're from operations background already.
I'm done with my master's and I'm looking for uh, training.
Okay, you're fresher.
Yeah,
Then everything is toughest for you. What do you feel? You can do system administration or programming? What is better that you can?
probably system admin.
System administration. Then the toughest tool for you is Ansible and Terraform.
Okay, does it involve more of scripting and all those things?
It is not scripting, but it derives all the, what do you say, concepts from programming only. But it's not programming actually. It's just
Okay.
a YAML file. If you go and check what is YAML file, you'll know that. Just write
Okay.
some text in a file.
Okay.
But the way you write, all this is derived from a programming language, but it is not programming.
So you need to have some programming
Some knowledge,
knowledge.
what is condition, what's loop, what are variables.
Yeah,
Okay, and for
yeah.
that I take Ansible. For that reason, sorry, for that reason I take Python. Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Nginx is web server, that is application. Nginx is just a web server, not that is application. Okay, it is
Imran, I
part
have
of a complete application. I'm Linux administrator, LT background, planning to change for DevOps, and as I was working on automation under passion, Unix shell scripting level. May I know where I start with DevOps? Okay, so you are Linux admin, you already know bash scripting, and you should be learning now the development part. What's our, how the development works, what is a version control system, how the software is built, and once you understand that, then you can progress more. Once you do, you should first learn continuous integration. Okay, and once you do that, then you should progress more in the automation level. Learn Ansible, Dockers, Kubernetes, Terraform, cloud, these technologies. Okay. So yeah,
Imran, I have one
uh,
question for you. Good morning.
yeah, morning.
Yeah, are you till what time are you available at the office at your institute today?
um Actually,
I heard that you normally come down there for a few hours.
yeah, so
Do you not?
actually I'm sitting in a different place also now because I'm doing some recording. We are going
So
to host.
just let me know what time, like exactly, will you be there? I just want to have a one-to-one meet with you, if it's possible.
When are you gonna come? Like this week, next week?
No,
Because
just
I'm mostly, I'll tell you, my timing is mostly there from 10 to 11, like till that time, 9:30 to 11. But I'm nowadays not going to that office because I'm doing some recording in the other office.
okay.
But
So
next week I'm going to come
11,
there.
11 o'clock. If I come today, will you be there?
Today I'm not available.
Okay. What about tomorrow?
Not this week, man. Monday.
Not this
Coming
week.
Monday. Yes.
The reason that I was just leaving Hyderabad, so I just wanted to have one-to-one meet. On Saturday, I'll be leaving,
Okay.
but I was planning
Wo-
to come down to
okay,
Amirpet.
you can do one thing. You can give a call. Uh,
Okay.
Mm, on Thursday, if not Thursday, Friday. Okay.
Um,
Give a call to the admin team. Check with them that I have come to the office.
Thursday.
If
Okay. Thursday.
you can directly come to the office. Okay. I'll be there. You can give me a call like 9:30 or like that. So they'll give me the phone. Okay. You call the
Okay,
admin.
directly to you, right?
Yeah. No
Yeah,
problem.
Thursday.
Yeah.
It's done. No problem. Because before leaving, I just want to have a meet with you. That's it. Nothing more.
Yeah. No problem. If I'm available, people come visiting. That's not a big problem. But if I'm not available, I don't want to disappoint them without meeting me. In 2 months, it's possible
Sure.
to
No
complete.
problem.
Yeah,
Thank
some
you.
people say 2 months is too much time, Avinash, but 2 months time is possible because been doing it. Sometimes it goes more than that. Okay, but see, once you get hold of the technology in the beginning, then it's all about repeating, doing the same process with different technology. All right. I'm from .NET background. Would like, as well as you can share the name of your book, and is it available in Amazon? You'll get the link, Karthik, for the book. You can download it if you're using a show. Oh yeah, man, Nagarjuna. I understand that. Your .NET background, and definitely they'll ask you to use Azure for the cloud instead of AWS. So what's your question? Can we get hard copy of the? You can get the hard copy of the book. Just walk into the office, ask them. Once you join the course, you get that. You just walk into the office, you tell them that I want the book. I am joining so and so course. Okay, you verify your name and you'll get the book hard copy. Can you please suggest certification in development side? Development side. Hmm. That you need to talk to my developer. But this one certification, AWS developer certification, is really buzzing around in the developers. It's because the AWS developer is really nothing development there, but it's more about continuous integration and using some backend services for the development. Okay, and designing and all phase. So AWS developer certification, you check with that if you want to work in the cloud area. Apart from that, I heard some Node.js certification was coming up. Just check that because Node.js is really picking up, okay, a lot because of the containers also. So, but I'm not sure whether that certification is up or not. All right. But when it comes to DevOps, you have some certification can have in Ansible or Puppet from Red Hat, and AWS SysOps, AWS DevOps, and some Red Hat certification will really help you. Naga, would like to join normal DevOps or Azure DevOps? Um, Normal DevOps is just a complete holistic view. You can be using anything, but what you can do is I think you should do both, man. Azure also. You need to be good in Azure if you want to. Azure is also a big cloud provider now. It's really coming up fast. So if you already want to work in Azure, then focus on Azure more and understand how the normal DevOps work. No, the normal DevOps means DevOps is DevOps. Okay, you can implement any cloud, anything over there. Okay, it's just about you understand the process. So I think you should do both. That's the good one. You do it from me or not doesn't matter, but I guess you should do both because there is no such thing as Azure DevOps, to be very frank with you. Azure cloud computing is there, so you learn Azure cloud computing and you learn the DevOps. That will be the right thing. Can we get hard copy? Okay, I guess I have answered all the questions. I did. If I miss any question, do let me know. You can ask me. I can talk.
Imran, this is Karthik. I just had my
Mhm.
last question. Thanks
Uh-huh.
for answering all the queries which I had asked. My last question is you just mentioned with the overall SDLC life cycle of the DevOps.
Mhm.
Adding to on that, you just at last told with all the multiple tools that are being used.
Yeah.
In fact, it's all very new to me as well, as I'm a Linux system admin, core system admin. So that's
Uh-huh.
what I just want to get more into this uh, automation.
Uh-huh.
So in those tools which you had mentioned, you
Mhm.
told these tools, multiple tools can be used under multiple platforms, irrespective of the platforms. Don't these
Right.
tools would be having any sort of dependencies? Or if there is any having any dependencies, who will be checking the dependency?
Dependency as in the package dependency you're talking about for these tools?
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's not a big deal. And if it's a dependency, we being a DevOps, we need to check that. Like Jenkins, you're setting up, you need Java. If you're using Maven, you need JDK. So it's our responsibility to check the dependency, get the information from the documentation, or from, let's say, if you're using Maven, you get the information from the developer what Maven version. If you're using Ansible, then you decide what's the right version, and the dependency you resolve for these tools.
Okay,
It's our
so
job.
how to determine that? For example, for in Linux and one application, for example, one package may run. For example, in another, just let's take Azure or whatever, another
See, this
some
is this,
platform,
this
it
is
won't
not
work.
that
Then
complicated. See, this is not that complicated as you think. The tools that we're talking about are very well documented, and how
okay,
the installation process, their prerequisite, everything is so well documented. I will run you through the documentation in the course, and I will
okay,
make you self-aware that how to read this documentation and implement it. So
yeah,
installation is not really a big. Their prerequisite is not really a big concern. It's all well documented. It comes from the repository. You install it from the repository. It downloads the
yeah.
dependencies also.
Yeah,
Okay.
and as well on orchestral, because you have already told that rather than considering the tool, just think about its objective, what
Right.
exactly
Exactly.
the
That's
tool
correct.
works on. Correct,
Right.
right? So by interconnecting all these tools, as you told, orchestrating these things, I just had
Right.
an earlier. I just had that question because I was not convinced with that. In fact, with my question only, because in general I'm just asking, as I'm not having any depth knowledge in this, I'm just asking that uh,
Mhm.
how is the connectivity taken, how is that bridge being connected with multiple tools by deploying an activity in general,
That's
you
what
can
you.
just.
That's what you're gonna learn in this course, man.
Okay, so that is the overall agenda you want
Yes,
mean to
that's
say.
the overall agenda. Okay. We learn the tool and we integrate them. See, every tool nowadays have a capability of integration.
Correct.
Okay, nowadays all the tools are like that. In old times, we had tough time in